Hi, I haven't played chess for a few months and I thought I'll take a break from studying to give it a try again. So maybe I'll try some of these advanced players here and I'll warm up by working myself through. Let's start with Antonio. Let's see what Antonio has to offer. So let's pick the challenge. We'll select either black or white and start. Okay, so Antonio finally plays e4. What shall we do with Antonio? How about a little Scandinavian, just to make it a little interesting. He captures, I get my queen out early. Never a good idea, but nothing is wrong with mixing it up a little bit. Just here to have a little bit of fun. Of course, he's attacking the queen. You gotta make sure you put it somewhere safe. So, of course, if the bishop comes out here, I need a place to run my queen. And you really don't want to be running the queen all over the place. So, maybe I'll take a little bit of room in the center, and at least I have a place to run my queen back in case something happens. And right now this square is not possible for my pawn, so I probably gotta move my pawn up one square. So because of that, I probably want to get my bishop out first. So it's always a question whether to put it on f5 or g4, but let's keep it simple. Worst case scenario, we can exchange, right? So stick with the plan. That comes out there. Okay, we can defend it. Defending the bishop. Moves there, a double attack. We don't want to think too much and worry about all the possibilities, so we exchange, develop. Don't get too caught up in what these knights are doing. Right now they're not attacking anything. So finally he comes to attack my queen. I don't see any benefit there, so what can I do? I can bring my queen all the way across here and sort of line up some sort of attack on the king. I see here is not a bad idea, but sometimes when you have a very powerful piece, it's just best to keep it relatively locked up until there's a lot less action to worry about. So looks like Antonio wants to do some exchanges. Okay, what can I do? Take it. Okay, just keep it simple. He's gonna attack my king. I see no benefit there, and this pawn is pretty much a weakness right now. I can create another weakness by capturing this knight and creating a double pawn situation. So in a game like this, when the queens are off, you're in a middle game, and a good idea would be to keep the king in the center and keep the king in the center so you're ready for the middle game and the end game. But in a situation like this, I think I rather castle so I can get my rook out into the game. So I see he's trying to launch an attack here. So we're gonna put a stop to that right away. We're gonna start to put some pressure on this weak pawn over there. As per plan, we're gonna get our knight out. So that's completely pointless. So if my knight's up here, what can I do? Can I go out here? Come back. I think a nice little double attack on that pawn would would be ideal. See? So if I were to come here and do a little double attack on these two, maybe his bishop will come here to keep the protection. I'll push my pawn up. The bishop will have to move. I can push my pawn up again, and eventually I would be able to capture this pawn. So I think that kind of works in my favor. Okay, he gave up on that. Alright, I think I'll take this bishop. Then I'll take the pawn. And I don't know the point of that. But I see an opportunity to get both my rooks in open files. Very simple chess. And these two are on the same rank, so that's asking for trouble. Check. Free pawn. And alright, maybe it's time to, I don't know, maybe get my king in the game, maybe lock off his king from escaping. He wants to exchange, but look at this, the king is defending. But if I were to check, the king would have to move away. So if I check here, it's like here, then if the king can't move anywhere here because of the rook, it can't move anywhere because of this, so it'll have to move these two squares, then I can capture this. If he blocks, then I can do an exchange and I can capture this pawn, and I think I can capture it now with another pawn, but maybe Antonio will make a mistake and not block with the rook, and I'll pick up a free rook. Oh, he did block with the rook. That's okay, that still works in my favor. Check. Take that, and now we have 2, 4, 6, and 1, 7 versus 5. Alright. We're gonna get our kings in the game. I will move my king on this side where I'm strongest, but before that I should definitely lock up the other side to make sure that nothing is happening over there. Okay, right there. And now it's just a matter of cleaning up. Right, get that up there. And time to start pushing my pass pawn. Alright, well, if he wants to have a race, I'm gonna queen with check. Okay. He realizes that that's not going to happen. So I can come closer. I can protect that pawn. Now I have a second passer. So we gotta be careful. 3 squares away from queening, and then there's a rule of the square. As long as I'm in this square, I can catch the pawn. If the pawn was here, I would be in trouble. But we also know if Antonio were to ever capture this pawn, he will never be able to capture this one because he'll be out of the square. I'll just draw the arrows here. So he'll be out of this square if you were to capture that pawn. So, safe chess would be to capture this. See? I'm always on time. And then I can come back. And of course I have 2 pawns to push, so can't stop both of them. Right. And it's just a matter of technique. Let's force Antonio into the corner and keep him there. And then we can checkmate in 2 moves. 1 and 2. And of course we can promote to anything we want. Checkmate. Thank you, Antonio.